What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday, November 30th, the last day of this beautiful month of November. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. Jacket today, tip of the cap to my alma mater, McPherson College, McPherson, Kansas, anonymous donor, $500 million. So stop calling me for cash. Now, yesterday, another good day at the brand. 8-4-1. And I hope that you watched Early Edge in 5 because I nailed both of mine from that show. We will have an Early Edge in 5 today with more college hoops. But look at all those beautiful green check marks from yesterday. But today, no college football show because it's championship week. We will have all the picks on Friday for all of the championship games in college football. But guess what still continues today? Something that here at the Early Edge, we're all in on, the World Cup. And I brought two of my very best who are all in on the World Cup. So first and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level, M Squared. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach Buckets. Great to see you there. Back today with another World Cup pick. Not as big as the one we had yesterday, but I got another World Cup pick for you today.
People were so happy yesterday. You said 2-0 is what I think it's going to be. 2-0 is what it was. But Buckets, also with that 2-0, your mama, my mama, cast the first ever Mama Squared parlay. And I think Mama Buckets is trying to slide into that bucket seat. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Mike. It's great to be here again with you guys. And I think you might be right because she texted me after the parlay hit, which means she was watching those games. And she said, it's not so hard what you do. Go ahead. Tell Coach I'm available. Tell him I'm ready. So I got to kind of keep an eye on her now, see if she's coming for my job here.
Hey, she's just like everybody else that watches our show. I can do that. It's not so hard till you lose 3 or 4 in a row. You're like, whoa, I don't like this venom on social media. So Mama Buckets, Mama Coach, plus 232. We'll take it. And we'll move on down the road. All right, gentlemen, we got a lot to get to today. So let's go. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And I got to tell you, all of America, Buckets, yesterday was excited about what went down. And I'm not talking about the United States winning 1-0. I'm talking about the fact that you backed them for the first time in this World Cup. But all kidding aside, it was an emotional, it was a fun day, and the United States will move on. Give me some information.
Yeah, first and foremost, I think I held my breath for an entire 10 minutes at that extra time. That was the longest 9 minutes added I think I've ever watched in a soccer game. But they held on, and Christian Pulisic put his literal future children on the line to give United States the much-needed 1-0 win over Iran. Because of that, they have qualified for the round of 16 for the first time since 2014. And how the group stages kind of work is the second place in our group, which is the U.S., plays the first place team in Group A, which is going to be Netherlands. And when you think of the teams that we could have possibly drawn being a top team, teams like Brazil, Argentina, Spain, France, Netherlands is a really good draw for us. Yes, they won their group, but they didn't do it in a convincing fashion. They tied Ecuador 1-1. They put 2 goals past Qatar. I mean, it just wasn't the most impressive run we've seen. So on Saturday at 10 a.m., United States will play for a chance to qualify for the round of 8. And the lines are already out, and they don't even have Netherlands as that big of a favorite. Netherlands is sitting at a minus 105 to minus 110 right now. The draw is sitting around plus 210 or plus 210, plus 220. And the U.S. is about a plus 280 underdog here. So there's definitely a chance here. We want to keep a very close eye on Christian Pulisic because right now he is listed as day to day. But I might just have to back the U.S. one more time here in this matchup.
Oh, how dare you say that? 2 games in a row? Oh, my man Pooh Bear in the chat says, I want to thank you for making me a better, educate and entertain. That's exactly what Buckets just did right there. Now, we can never lose track of the NBA. Last night, 3 games. Golden State is still terrible on the road. But the one thing, Mikey, that the announcers talked about on that game is all of the players that are sitting out. So we tell you all the time here on the Early Edge, pay attention, grab your paper, grab your pencil. You need to know who's playing and who might not play. Mikey, you're up.
Yeah, we're not going to run through all of them because there are over 40 today, but we'll hit on some of the ones that I feel are important here. For Atlanta, Jalen Johnson, Bogdan Bogdanovic, both doubtful on the other side. Bamba questionable, but they've had a number of players questionable. Orlando has. Miami and Boston. This one's pretty big. Jimmy Butler not going to be able to return today, at least doubtful as of right now, although he is nearing his return. Jaylen Brown questionable for the Celtics. And then the Heat, we've got Tyler Hero listed questionable, Caleb Martin questionable. Those guys absolutely critical when Jimmy Butler is not in. So watch that. That spread has grown to 9. Let's see. For Oklahoma City, huge news here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander listed as questionable. Would open up a ton of minutes and usage for Oklahoma City. For Memphis, Desmond Bane remains out. Dylan Brooks joins him with a questionable tag for this one. For Portland, Brandon Ingram out. CJ McCollum questionable. He missed the last game. Larry Nance also missed the last game. He is still questionable for tonight. For Denver, we've got Bones Highland still questionable. And then, of course, the Lakers, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, both upgraded to probable. Both should be fine to play tonight.
The other day I got a tweet and they said, Coach, how come you didn't? I said, no, we did. Because about 6 o'clock, 2 players didn't play. They'd already made the bet. I said, we tell you all the time. This is a serious question. How popular, Mikey, is fantasy basketball right now?
Very popular, especially the daily fantasy variety. Yeah, fantasy in general, though. Yeah, fantasy basketball is pretty popular.
Wow, I didn't know that. Somebody ordered a cameo from me yesterday asking me to talk trash about the other players in his fantasy basketball league. First one I'd ever done. I was like, I didn't even know it was that popular. But I can talk trash in basketball just like I can talk trash in football. All right. Now, those are great storylines today. Hopefully your ears are perked up, but now it's time to get to our board. After an 8-4-1 day yesterday, we are fired up, locked and loaded for today as well. 2 plays from SportsLine first. Now, if you're not a SportsLine member, I say it all the time, what are you doing? Come on, the community is growing. We all want to be a part of what we're doing, and we want you to. All right, so today, Western Kentucky Ossipee. Now, the college basketball model SportsLine has got off to a very, very good start. And our model says Western Kentucky, -8 is the play, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Then another play. Don't have a ton of information, but the model is good. As I said, Wilmington from North Carolina playing Coastal Carolina from Carolina. And we'll take Coastal Carolina on the money line, -110. That game is a 7:30 p.m. Eastern start. And by the way, there are picks on every single either model or cappers at SportsLine if you want all the college basketball in the world. Use the promo code early. I'll give you 30 days for free. After that, $10 a month. I defy you to find a better deal. It won't happen. All right, now, we still have 2 more big games in the World Cup today. So there's a reason I have these 2 faces on, because they are absolute experts in the sport of soccer. So, Mikey, if you don't mind, start us off, sir.
Yeah, and I'll say I wouldn't call myself an expert in soccer, but I do understand markets pretty well. And this is a play that I like. I'm going Argentina first half on the money line, +105. Look, this game should be very similar to the United States game yesterday, and that one team really needs to go out and find a way to win. The other one is content with a draw. They will definitely move on with a draw. I like Argentina here. They need a sense of urgency. They've been a really good defensive team. I think that Poland's going to sit back a little bit later in the game and be content with a draw, but I look for Argentina to be the real aggressor here, take it to them very similar in a way that the United States did yesterday, creating early opportunities. Now, what I would recommend doing, especially in this game, knowing the way Poland defends, I'm grabbing it now to give you the play at +105. However, I start to increment my bet up a little bit in this spot once we get into the live match. So if we don't have a goal in the first 10 minutes, this will move to +125. You'll be getting this +200 by the 23rd minute, et cetera, things like that. So watch it, get a feel for the game. You have to understand when, some of those scoring opportunities might occur. But I could see things being very, very tight in the first 10 minutes. And I expect that opening goal to happen somewhere between 17 to 32 minutes. So that's where I will personally be looking to make a little bit bigger play. Just have to give you a play on it. So that's why we're giving the +105 here on the first half money line.
Educate and entertain. He just said he's not a soccer expert. If you listen to the last 90 seconds, stop it. Just stop it. Nobody's better at breaking it down numbers-wise and stacking and layering your play. The other day I listened to Mikey. I hit the over 4 times in one game. Now, That's Mikey's play. Argentina, first half on the money line. I've got 2 big plays today, and as you know, I hit 2 yesterday. So if you're going to cash with the coach today, I'm going right back to the NBA. You heard Mikey Barner yesterday talk about all the overs, all the points that are being scored in the NBA right now. We're going to lean into that again today. I'm going to go Sixers, Cavs, over 2.5 and 11, or over 211.5, at -110. This is kind of a feel. These 2 teams aren't necessarily over teams. But when they play in Cleveland, it's a great shooting environment. They make a lot of shots. If this was in Philadelphia, probably wouldn't play this. But I like it in Cleveland over 211.5. Then play number 2, the Wizards. The last 2 games the Wizards have been involved in, 269, 251. They have a horrible defense, and they can score. And the Nets are now playing good basketball. So we're going to go Wizards, Nets, over 227.5, -110. And let's just watch all of the points be scored. Now, I'm not happy with just 1 play from the Argentina game. Buckets, if you don't mind, I would love another way to cash a ticket from said game, sir. You are now in the maestro seat. You're up.
Let's do it. And as Mikey said, he's not an expert, and then gave a perfect breakdown of exactly how I think this game is going to play out. So I had to take a second to get my Argentina first half money line bet in as well, because I'm absolutely going to tail that one. But with soccer, it's such a weird sport because there are 1,000 different ways you can bet every single game. So I'm looking at a slightly different angle here. I'm taking in the Poland versus Argentina match, Argentina over 1.5 goals team total at -125, because as Mikey already mentioned, Poland can play for a draw here. They can play 10 people back and just play as defensively as humanly possible and hold on for as long as they can. But as soon as Argentina breaks that down and does find that first goal, Poland has to attack. They've got to counter. They have to find a way to get points on the board here. And Argentina is really, really good as a counterattack. So as Poland gets desperate and tries to make something happen, they will be punished. Argentina over 1.5 goals here is tremendous value at -125. And if we can get that goal in the first half to cash both of these and help this along, I'm not mad at that either. Then for our second play here, I talked a little bit about earlier in the week how the books are so focused on the World Cup. I think they might be ignoring some of these smaller leagues. And we saw that when Andorra Moneyline and Draw No Bet cashed for us in the show earlier this week. So I'm doing this one more time, and I'm trying out an even smaller league here. I'm looking at this Slovenian Priva Liga and a classic matchup between 2 of our favorite teams, NK Koper and Sola Mura Murska Sabata. So this game starts at noon. It's in the Slovenia Priva Liga, and it should be the only Slovenian game being played today. If you need help finding that, let me know. It's not easy. But we're going for our favorite bet here. Both teams to score at -135 here. And this is truly, to me, a situation of the books just not looking at this league at all. These 2 teams have played 5 times in the past 18 months, and both teams to score has hit in all 5 of those games. NK Koper has hit both teams to score in their last 6 league games straight. Mura Murska Sabata has scored in their last 12 league games straight. This league is the German league on steroids. Germany is high defense, low attack. This league is high attack, 0 defense at all. It's non-existent. You're seeing score lines like 8-4 in this league pretty consistently. Both teams to score at -135 here. Tremendous value, guys.
Elliot in the chat says, I can't wait to watch that game. LOL. By the way, Buck, it's $100 to you if you can spell Koper and Murska Sabata live here on the air. Do not look at your screen. Can you spell Koper and then Murska Sabata?
Koper is an easy one. That's Koper.
Okay. Now Murska Sabata.
I've never gotten one of these right. Murska space Sobata.
Oh!
Did I get one?
No. Sobota.
Oh no.
You missed one letter. Damn, Buckets. You could have bought another steak dinner just like you did last night from a takeout place. Embarrassing. Learn how to grill. By the way, Tunisia scored, went bananas, and the guy was offside by like 4 yards, by the way. Like, it was a set piece, and he was offside by like 4 yards. It was so funny. So it's still 0-0 in that game, 0-0 Australia and Denmark as well. What a fun show today. All right, grab your paper, Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of Jake the Snake on the ones and the twos. M squared, but you heard, this is why you just can't look at the recap screen. This is exactly why. He just gave you the recipe throughout the first half. If you're watching it live, if you have a sports book that you can bet it live, listen to it. Argentina, first half money line plus 105. If there's not a goal in the first 10 minutes, start to look at that number moving. Then buckets. He's on a play from Slovenia, and he will not be $100 richer. Koper, Murska, Sabata. But you heard the numbers. Both teams score in every single game. So this number should be closer to minus 180, minus 190. Then we're going to go Argentina team total over 1.5, minus 125. They need to get something done today. Then if you're going to cash with the coach, you're going to do it with these two games. Sixers, Cavs over 211.5. Wizards, Nets over 227.5. And then two plays from SportsLine itself. Western Kentucky college basketball -8 and Coastal Carolina money line minus 110. A quick reminder, there will not be a college football mega preview today. It is championship week, and we will have picks in all the championship games coming up on Big Pick Energy Friday. But with that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Buckets, M squared, Jake the Snake on the ones and the twos. I am the coach. Tell all your friends we're here every single day for every single sport. We grind. And on Bounce Back Wednesdays, even when we don't need a bounce back, 8-4-1, we'll take it at the early edge. Good luck.